If you pass away and your home isn't properly titled or planned for, your family could get stuck dealing with probate court, and that process can drag on for months, even years, costing thousands of dollars. I'm Jack Duffley with Duffley Law. We do estate planning and probate and help families take control of their situation rather than leave things for the state to decide. In this video, I'll break down exactly how to protect your home from probate and some of the options available so you can make sure your loved ones can inherit your home smoothly and without court interference. Let's start with what happens if you do nothing. If your home is only in your name when you pass away, in many cases, it does not automatically transfer to your kids or to your spouse or whoever. It's often frozen until a judge authorizes the transfer through probate or via some other formal method. That means your family can't sell it, refinance it, or even legally live there in some cases, at least not until all of that is cleared up. Probate, when someone lacks a plan, can easily take 6 months or more in Texas, where we're based, and it can be worse in many other states, although some states aren't as bad. It often involves filing paperwork, hiring an attorney, publishing notices, paying court costs, and waiting for judicial approval. So if your goal is to keep things simple for your family and to make sure they can keep living in the place or selling the home without a bunch of headaches, you've got a plan to avoid probate if you can. The first and most flexible way to protect your home is by using something like a revocable or living trust. You can think of the trust like a bucket. We create this bucket here today, we move everything we can into that bucket, like the house, and then everything that's in that bucket, if you pass away, avoids probate. So when you pass away, your successor trustee, as we call them, the manager of that bucket, can step in immediately and handle the property without going through court. At least that is a textbook example of a trust working well. The deed to your home gets titled in the name of your trust, but you're still the one in charge in the case of most living trusts. That's the key. You don't lose control, you just set up a smoother path for your family later. Again, that's in most cases with living trusts. It also covers you if you become incapacitated. So if you're in the hospital and can't manage things, your successor trustee can step in to pay the mortgage or handle upkeep without the need to go to court about it. We can also set up other provisions like how the home can be used after someone passes away, as some people really want to make sure a certain person can use the property or that it's not sold without someone's permission. A trust can be really useful for that kind of thing as well. For most of our clients, a revocable trust is the cleanest, most comprehensive way to make sure their home and other assets are protected from the probate process, though it's not the only way for a property to avoid probate. Another option is to use a special kind of deed. Many states offer specific types of deeds that let you transfer a property to someone without probate. As an example, Texas offers a transfer on death deed. It's basically a deed you sign and record that says, basically, when I die, this property automatically goes to some other person. You still own the home while you're alive, so you can still sell it, refinance it, or change your mind. But when you pass away, the property skips probate and transfers directly to your named beneficiary as a general rule. You might see similar concepts like a ladybird deed in other states as well, which seek to achieve something very similar. And sometimes deeds can actually be drafted with rights of survivorship built in to produce the same kind of outcome where the property transfers without the need for probate. Sounds great, right? And in some cases it is, but there are a few catches. These deeds can create issues if the beneficiary is a minor, for example, or if there are multiple heirs who might disagree on what to do with the property after it is transferred to them. So while transfer on death deeds and similar tools are a solid, low-cost option for simpler situations, a common situation we see them used in is when we're leaving a single house to a single adult child. These tools can still leave serious gaps, so we have to be careful. Now, another thing people sometimes try is just giving the home to their kids while they're still alive. So they sign a deed transferring the deed to their kids today and say, well, that solves the problem. It's already in their name, so now it's going to avoid probate. I have no problems now. And technically that should avoid probate, but it can create much bigger problems down the road. First, you lose control today by deeding it to someone else. Once you transfer that property, it's legally theirs if you've actually transferred it to them. They could sell it, refinance it, or even have creditor issues that now put your home at risk, assuming you're still living there. Second, and this one can be very big in some cases, you can create a huge tax problem for your kids. So if they inherit your home after your death, they typically get what's called a step up in basis, meaning they shouldn't need to pay capital gains taxes on the appreciation during your lifetime. But if you give it to them while you're still alive, they take your basis. That means if they sell it later, they could owe taxes on decades of appreciation. Of course, each person's tax situation can differ and laws are always subject to change, so tread carefully here. Everything's going to look a little different for each person. But all of that said, while giving the property away now might seem simple, it often ends up costing the family a lot more than someone might think in the long run. So to recap, a revocable trust often provides the most control and flexibility in this kind of situation. Transfer on death deeds or ladybird deeds or similar kinds of deeds are simpler options that can make a ton of sense in some cases. And transferring the property during your lifetime is another option, but it's often at significant cost that someone might not really be anticipating when they do this. Every family situation is different, and the best option depends on your goals, your property, and your family dynamics. All of that said, your home is often your most valuable and emotionally meaningful asset. With a little planning, you can make sure it passes smoothly to the people you love without court involvement, delay, or unnecessary expense. If you're wanting to discuss your own estate planning options, feel free to reach out and we'll see how our team might be able to help. Thanks for watching. Follow for more estate planning content, and I'll see you in the next one.